Hi everyone, and welcome to Rum Runner Dan's. I'm Dan Genovese. Today we're going to be making an original tiki cocktail, blown off course.
Oh, blow the man down, bullies, blow the man down. Do me way, blow the man down. Blow the man down, bullies, blow him away. Give me some time to blow the man down.
So for today's cocktail, we're making a Rum Runner Dan original. And this drink has a funny origin to it. So, as you know, going through the show and making tiki drinks, you tend to go through multiple bottles of rum. I happened to burn through a few bottles, let's say. Took me a while, but eventually I got there. I made a Binny's run. I recently got some really good news, and my wife's like, you know what, treat yourself, have fun, go nuts, but not too nuts. Apparently our definitions of nuts might be, a little bit different. I come back and I have a couple of bottles. Well, I knew a few of them were gonna run out, but I didn't actually run out of them yet. I had them sitting on our counter here, and I'm like, okay, I need to get rid of these, so I need to make a drink that has them. I'm like, I had 2 bottles. I had a little bit of rum Agricole VSOP from Calumet, and then I had a little bit of Plantation's Old Fashioned Traditional Dark. Both really tasty rums. Not 2 that I've ever used together in a drink, which seems kind of odd, but I never did. I'm like, all right, I need to use these 2, and I measured it. I had literally just an ounce of Martinique left, and I had an ounce and a half of old-fashioned traditional dark. So I'm like, well, that's what's going in the drink. Now I need to build the rest of it around these 2. I'm like, all right, what goes good with Martinique rum and dark rum? I'm like, lime juice, right? Yeah, can't go wrong with lime. And then I put in, let's put in a different type of sweetener. I'm like, all right, what am I gonna put in here? I looked in the fridge, I'm like, oh, I still have some Orgeat. So I grabbed Orgeat and I poured Orgeat in there. And then I realized I just put in dark rum, Orgeat, lime juice, and Martinique rum. I basically just made a Mai Tai minus the curacao. So I'm like, well, I gotta change this up a little bit. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna put curacao in it. Let's change that up. Let's actually put orange juice in it. So I decided on blood orange juice. The reason why I like blood orange juice so much, it's not really sweet, and it doesn't taste too orangey. You tend to get an orange flavor, but you also get like that hints of raspberry with it. So I picked that too. And then on top of that, I'm like, I need to spice this up. So I added in a little bit of Falernum, so for the spice and the citrus notes in it, and then I also threw in some aromatic bitters. Actually, quite a bit of aromatic bitters. Shook it up and then tasted it. And the first thing that came to mind as soon as I tasted it, I'm like, wow, this tastes like a Mai Tai that got blown off course. And that's how the name actually came about. With that, why don't we get into making this really tasty drink? This drink is shaken. If you do have a drink mixer, you can do this in a drink mixer. The only thing is add all the ingredients in there, 12 ounces of crushed ice, dump in, and then top off with ice. But if you don't have a drink mixer, which I'm assuming most of you don't have one, we're gonna use just a cocktail shaker, and we're gonna do a whip shake today. Least expensive, most expensive ingredient. So let's go ahead, why don't we start out with the aromatic bitters? Do that first. We're gonna do 4 dashes of aromatic bitters. I know, seems like a lot. Tastes really good, promise. All right, next, lime, ounce of lime. Fresh squeezed lime juice only. None of that stuff that you get in a little lime thing in the store. It's not good. Blood orange juice. Now, you notice blood orange juice is really dark. If you can't get blood orange juice, you can use Cara. Cara is a good orange juice, but it has like an orangey flavor without too much sweetness to it. Too much sweetness to it. All right, 1 ounce of blood orange juice. Next, we're going to need Orgeat. And I used homemade Orgeat, and I used the recipe that's in Martin and Rebecca Kate's book, Smuggler's Cove. You can use any one that you want. You can even buy it. Just get a higher quality one if you can. You're gonna need 3/4 of an ounce. All right, next, we're gonna need Falernum. And I love J.D. Taylor's Velvet, or John D. Taylor, Velvet Falernum, RLCO company in Barbados. They make this product. I keep it in the refrigerator. It has 11% alcohol, so anything that's really rule of thumb under 20, you want to store it in the fridge. You have to store vermouths in the fridge. They're definitely below that threshold. And I always keep this in here. When you keep it in there though, it keeps for a really long time. What we're gonna add in here is just a 1/2 ounce of Velvet Falernum. Okay. Next, we're gonna get into our rums. As I said before, starting off with the Martinique rum, 1 ounce. Brand new bottle. Fun note about this drink, the recipe I came up with was my first attempt at it, and it tasted so good I decided to I'm just keeping it, I'm not even touching it, which is rare. But when that happens, for my mixologist and bartender friends out there, we all know that that's like really fun when that actually happens. You're like, oh, nailed it the first time. 1.5 ounces of the Overproof Plantation Old Fashioned Traditional Dark. Now, with this rum, I had this one, another dark overproof rum, like a Lemon Heart and Son 151, a Hamilton 151. Would they work? Yeah, they would work. But I think the flavor of the drink at this point, it's going to get changed, and we all know this. The rum isn't exact, so it's going to change the flavor. The reason is this is not just a dark overproof rum like a 151. This is a blended overproof rum. It has Guyanan rum in here, Jamaican, Barbados rum, a lot of tiki mines, a lot of like really good historical cocktail historians and distillers' minds went into this bottle. So if you can get your hands on this, absolutely grab it. There's like 3 things about this bottle I really, really enjoy. One, I enjoy it because it's more readily available. I've heard from people that you can get overproof plantation rum easier than some of the 151 rums, especially Lemon Heart. And that one's a little bit trickier for people to get. The second thing about it is that this is a blended rum, which is absolutely amazing. You get a different flavor profile that comes into the drink, and it can be substituted in, for even just a dark rum, and it tastes really good. And the third thing I like about it is this bottle is a liter, and that's bigger than your normal 750 mils that you normally get. You have a liter bottle, you get a little bit more rum with it, but it's priced around the same price point. So it's more for your money. And so at that point, those are 3 things I love about the rum. Now, those 3 things aside, even if it was more expensive, smaller bottle, I still would buy it because it's damn delicious. So you should pick up a bottle. All right, everything's inside of our shaker here now. What we're gonna do is whip shake. So what's a whip shake? You saw it on the show. We put a little bit of ice in here. This is 6-ounce scoop, and I got not that much, about 4 ounces in there, right? Then all you do is take that, pour a cocktail into here, put that in here, seat it, and then we just shake it until you can't hear the ice anymore. See? All you hear is liquid going around. It's done. It's easy. For people who don't have a drink mixer in your house and don't want to buy one, if you do whip shake, You get that little bit of dilution, a little bit of chill. We'll talk about this mug for a second before we pour this in here. This mug comes from Pie Eyed Tikis. I first used this mug, which is the handsome, I call them handsome, but it's the Rutherford mug, the old Rutherford mug. And this is a zombie mug that's made by Pie Eyed Tikis. This came, and I used this one first. You probably saw it in my zombie episode. I'll put a little link right there that you can check out that video as well. And you'll see the first time that I use this. If you don't know who Pie Eyed Tikis are, check them out on Instagram. I'll put a link to their Instagram in the notes below. Check out their stuff. They make absolutely amazing tiki mugs. And this is just one example of how awesome their mugs are. Every single one of them is like this amazing. So this is a large mug. It's about 22 ounces. Reason for that is it's a pretty strong drink, so you want to make sure you have enough chill. So right here, drink's probably about up to there right now. We're going to get that drink all the way up to the top and fill it up with ice. Okay. My little puppy Pepper is going to come and check out why I just dropped something on the floor and see if it's edible. She'll probably be disappointed that it's only ice and not food. So if you guys have never seen Pepper before, come here. Come here. So this is little Pepper Ann. Okay. She loves tiki, right? And she helps me out all the time in the bar. She's a little tiny Yorkie, and we had her for a while now. And now this is what she does every time I pick her up. She stands with her back paws, and then she lays down in the front. So if you ever hear little woofs or little pitter-patter of feet, that's her. Okay, now I'm gonna wash my hands quick. All right, now what we're gonna do is garnish up this drink. We're gonna start out with a couple of mint sprigs. I got some big mint sprigs here. Summertime, you get some crazy sized mint. I don't know why. I guess it's because they just let it grow all winter and they give you the little scraggly guys all winter, and as soon as you get to summer, it's like, throw out the big guys. I don't know that for true, but it's just like, I mean, seriously, look at the size of some of these leaves. They're just massive. We're gonna grab the tips, strip off all these like bottom leaves and stems. You don't need them. You don't have to throw them away. Mai Tais, not Mai Tais, mojitos, as well as Queen Park swizzles. All of those that just need, or any kind of swizzle that needs mint leaves in it, go ahead and use this in them. You can even use it in cooking. You just don't want them, you just want the tops for the drink. So then all you gotta do is, once you got them nice and bundled like this, bottoms here, grab, pinch, twist, pull, come off. Then what you wanna do is gather this up here. Let's do a little crush, right? Release some of those aromas. Give it a little whack around the rim. That's nice too. Now what you're gonna do here is you're gonna bundle this up together just like this, and you're gonna take them and tuck them down here in the back. Just like that. And then when you do, you're gonna let them open up. And then that gives you that nice little bouquet. And also immediately smells amazing. All right, next we're gonna do for the garnish, the final piece of the garnish is some dehydrated citrus wheels. So I have these dehydrated blood orange citrus wheels in lemon and lime and everything else. You see me use them a lot. This is from Cocktail Garnish Company. I just pick a blood orange and then a lime wheel. I like to take them and tuck those right down here, right next to them, just so you can see them, but not so much that they're right in your face. Then next, let's grab one of our Surfside sip straws here. This one is my blue bamboo one that I got with a little tiny turtle on it. Love those little turtles. So we're going to tuck that guy right down into here, just like that. Then we're going to grab a Woodrow coaster. I'm going to use the rustic guy this time. And then we're going to just place that right there. And then there you have it, everyone. That is Rum Runner Dan's original blown off course. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, it's good. Let's talk a little bit about the drink and like what are some of the flavors that you're getting here. This, when you taste it, it's gonna start to taste a little reminiscent for a second of a Mai Tai, because you taste that Martinique rum and you taste the sweetness of the Orgeat, so that immediately, for most people, immediately takes them to a Mai Tai. Even though Martinique rum is used amazingly in a lot of other tiki drinks, but classically that's what a lot of people associate it with. You get that first, you get this sweetness, and the sweetness is really coming from Orgeat here. You get some sweetness in here too from the Falernum, but you start to, the Falernum comes in not immediately, it comes in secondary, and the reason for that is once you start to taste it, you get this rounded, oaky, strong kind of flavor from the Overproof rum here. Not a burn. This isn't a burn, kind of burn your mouth, kind of real strong Overproof kind of like 151 Swizzle. Not that kind of like in your face oak. But you still get that oaky spice, and then the spice gets enhanced, which is beautiful. I love this. It gets spiced by the Aromatic Bitters, and it gets enhanced quite a bit by the spices in the Falernum. And then you get this citrus component that kind of plays in with this and rounds everything and brings it together, so that it goes from just being a sweet rum drink to a tropical, exotic extravaganza. That's the way I like to think about it. There you have it, everyone. That is a riff, I guess we can say a riff on a Mai Tai that I came up with, blown off course. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today for an episode of an original Rum Runner Dan drink. If you haven't already, please check out all of our other videos that we have. We have some tiki ones, original ones like this, as well as classic cocktails. Hit that subscribe button right here if you haven't already, and check out those video links that are here as well. And until next time, everybody, Akole Maluna.